Alright guys, so it's time to review DuckTales Season 2, Episode 8. And guys, this week's episode of DuckTales, and hopefully the full-on return of the show for the rest of Season 2, what was basically a simplified episode of the 1990 DuckTales movie, The Magic of the Lost Lamp. And basically, guys, what happens is this guy named Forrest Gin actually comes to the home of Uncle Scrooge and tries to find out the whereabouts of this ancient lamp that Scrooge came across and on a adventure many years ago. Although the whole main conflict of the episode is that Uncle Scrooge never told anybody else what the lamp looks like because he's so protective of his stuff because he's such of a greedy type of guy. But what Louis reveals is that he accidentally got rid of the lamp during a yard sale, and basically Jin has threatened that if he does not find this lamp, terrible things will happen if the lamp ends up falling into the wrong hands, and that basically he's going to tear Mick Duck Manor apart until he finds the lost lamp of the first genie. So while Huey, Dewey, and Louie basically try and track down the lamp, first from their Uncle Gladstone, who basically reveals that he traded it to Drake Doofus, who in turn sent it to the junkyard, which it ended up in the hands of Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys. Basically, while the boys find all that out, Uncle Scrooge and Webby and the goddess Celine basically tried to occupy Jin with this sort of fake quest to sort of find out the true whereabouts of the lamp, and basically they do everything they can, but ultimately Jin does ultimately end up finding out that the lamp that he's so desperately trying to find did end up being sent to the junkyard, basically Jin, Uncle Scrooge, Webby, and the boys basically fight Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys to basically try and regain control of the lamp. And Jin says that the lamp must be in his hands by dawn, or something terrible will truly happen. Well, guys, basically, the episode ends with Ma Beagle unfortunately being able to climb to the top of the junk pile and get to the lamp first, just as the sun is coming up. but then Jin reveals that 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 basically the whole reason that he wanted the lamp of the first genie to be with him in the first place is because it's actually a long lost family heirloom that was given to him by his great grandmother, and she actually married the 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 genie that was inside the lamp after Jin's grandma found it at a bazaar a very long time ago. And on top of that, the whole reason he wanted it back by, by the time the sun came up is because that day is it that day was his birthday, and he couldn't think of a better birthday present than to get his family's most treasured possession back in his hands. So yeah, guys, overall this was a truly fun episode of DuckTales and a great way to welcome the show back.